to say. Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your man Valentine, baby. Coming to you from on the grind. Man, I don't know. I had to come inside today, y'all. That home edition outdoor style, it ain't going down like it did yesterday. Because today, Van City, it's raining. But I guess we need rain. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give it to y'all anyway, man, because it's still, it's still gonna go down. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, today I gotta come to y'all. And I know yesterday I came at y'all with that real estate sales, whatever it is, I don't know, sales decree or whatever it is. They put it in their real estate writings. You can't sell to black people or Chinese people in the British properties, man. And so, and I know there's some dude that wants it to continue because you're thinking that it may, you'll lose the history of that. You know what? I think we should lose that history altogether because nobody wants to be. I'm not sure if these people that are in the British properties. Well, then again, now I can't even say that. I think they probably know because they must have read the language in their sales slip or sales receipt thing that they got. When you write it down, your contract, in that contract you sign, you must be reading that, and it must have all this in there. So anyway. And I mean, I'm just wondering if he was to change it around to make it where you can sell to any whites or anybody of any white background. You know what I mean? And only black people can buy in there. I wonder if that'd be any different. Because I'm just going to that because this leads me to what I'm going to be talking about today. And because, I mean, I don't know, man, if black people can only own in the British properties, that'd be something good. But right now we can't afford to be in the British properties. You see what I'm saying? So what if they had this kind of language in when for all realtors when they're selling, you have to come across in the contract, say on the east side. All I'm saying is, whoa. If they have that kind of language, you can't sell to anybody black, indigenous, Chinese. I mean, this is what I'm saying. The socioeconomic stuff, man, is real. And people got to understand that you can't keep doing this to people you can't breaking them down all the time. You know what I mean? You're thinking about them as lower class citizens. We should be thinking as everybody as equal. But you see, this is hundreds of years, man. This has been going on. And leads me to what I'm going to be talking about because the fact that you have one race that says we are the ultimate race or we're the best race, and you need to basically play by our rules. So, I mean, there's a lady named Isabel Wilkerson, and she wrote a book of cast of our origin, of our discontents. And then there's a dude named James Davis who's wrote a book, Who Was Black? I mean, they probably got other books. One's the Isabel Wilkerson, I think she's an author or teacher or something, and James Davis is an author. So you want to read those two books and check them out because this thing about being black is crazy because they had they had something back in the day where they call it the one drop rule. And I don't know if y'all know about this, because back in the day when it was during Jim Crow time, they had this thing called the one drop rule. And even Germany, when Hitler was at his heyday, even sent people to the South to study the one drop rule, and found it was too much for them, so they couldn't handle that. So, and this is all about how do you suppress and how do you control certain people. And this is what the Jim Crow law was doing. Jim Crow law was all about the one drop rule. And the one drop rule is, if you have one drop of black blood of say African American or African descent, you were black. You feel what I'm saying? So they've been studying this for I don't know how long, and I believe that this thing is still on the books, because I think Halle Berry and her ex-boyfriend or whatever it is having, this is a while ago, they were having some issues about their daughter Nala, and I don't know if it was Halle Berry that brought it up in their lawsuit, that's saying you have to consider the one drop rule. You feel what I'm saying? Because if she has one drop of African descent or African American or Negro blood in her, that makes her black. And I think I think his name is Aubrey, I think it is. He's, I guess, saying she's white. And this thing about being of mixed race is a big deal, because there's too many people who don't understand, or they understand if they're black, and some people who don't understand why they can pass as black, because there's things about black people passing as white people because they were either really, really light skinned or somewhat white. And they passed as being white. And I guess white people are not happy with that, because when you're black, you shouldn't be passing as white. But yet, in order to get by back in the day, black people had to do that because they wanted better for themselves and for some of their families. You know what I mean? But there's also, on the other side now, there's some white folks who wanted to pass off as being black as well. So don't get it twisted that it don't happen on the other side. So you see what I'm saying? This thing does happen. And this one drop rule, man, I'm not even sure how to even talk about it, because me being a black man, I don't know if Ancestry says that back in the day where our ancestors, we don't know if they were from the slave masters raping the slave women to make, to have babies and blah, blah, blah. So we don't know, because we can have ancestry that are white, and it's not a problem. But somehow there are certain things, because you cannot, it's this thing about how you can bring people up to the next level, and you want to sit there and suppress them and keep them down. You see what I'm saying? So this one drop rule should not even be talked about unless you are trying to suppress, or some group, because And we know that black people have been oppressed in trying to move out of where they try to move out of a ghetto, try to move into another neighborhood. And you can bring up that, hey, you know what? That one drop rule, man, you're black, so we can't sell to you. So you need to move on and go somewhere else. So I don't know, man. One drop rule. I mean, there must be people out there thinking about it. And I don't believe as a black person you want to go and test that rule, one drop rule, because look at the color of your skin and you know you're black. You feel what I'm saying? And if you want to test ancestry-wise, then you can go ahead and do that. But, I mean, the mixed race, mulatto, you know what? Listen, as long as you a human being, man, they treat you as a human being, you're fine. And the fact that people need to start treating people as human beings, regardless of the color of their skin, regardless if they have curly, kinky hair or straight black hair, you know what I mean, or got an afro. You see what I'm saying? Or even if you got the long dreadlocks, you know what I mean? Because we all from the same hair, we all from the same ancestry, man. And the further you move away from the equator, the whiter it gets, right? So people need to understand that too. And black people need to understand it as well. So white folks got to understand. So one drop rule, man. You know what, people? I believe that I have to investigate the one drop rule a little more, because I believe that everyone else is going to have to do the same as me. We're going to have to get educated on the one drop rule. And in order for that, you got to make sure that you understand what Jim Crow laws are as well. So educate yourself on the Jim Crow laws. Right? So, I mean, wow. We had Booker T. Washington, Frederick Douglass, all of mixed heritage. You know what I mean? You have plenty of people right now. I mean, let's look at my man, quarterback for Kansas City Chiefs. Bubba Wallace. Even I don't even know, maybe even Lewis Hamilton. You know what I mean? And I don't think they doing any one drop rule. They know who they are. So, hey man, I don't know. Y'all got to look into that. And this might be something that y'all definitely want to look at, because it may interest you. And like I said, check out James Davis, you know what I mean? And check out his book. Right? And his book is Who is Black? So check that out. And the other lady is Isabel Wilkerson. Look at her book too. You feel me? And one drop rule, man. Check it out. Yo, I really ain't got too much else to say about other stuff, man, because we know what's going on. The pandemic is still racing, and the pandemic of racism is still happening, because the virus doesn't discriminate. Only racism does. You feel me? So we need to stop the racism, also the pandemic. And the pandemic, you know that you just have to be safe by wearing a mask, right? Hand sanitize, social distance. Do your thing to stay safe. And I'm glad that, I don't know what happened to Bonnie Henry yesterday, because she must have came around today, because all last week she was soft. You know what I mean? You can't be losing people like myself who believe in you right now. You need to sit there and step up and make things solid. We need to watch a leader, and you're the medical leader right now. You feel me? So you need to sit there and put your foot down sometimes and be like, hey, look, this needs to happen. So I'm calling you out to make sure you on point. Because if you talk to Theresa Tam, the federal doctor, I'm wondering what the conversation is like with you two. Because if she's mandating masks all across the country and you sitting there not mandating masks in BC, what's going down with that? But I think today, I don't know, somebody must have got to her. There's a little bit of a change. But we'll see what happens in the coming few days or next week and see if she's still on that tip about we gonna have no mask or we gonna have a mask. Can't be wishy-washy at these times, man. You need to be serious. You need to be a leader and step up, and that's all we want. Yo, stay safe, y'all. You know what this is, man. It's your man Valentine, baby. If you think it's your time to shine, you need to get on the grind with your man Valentine. Check out that one drop rule, y'all. Don't get it twisted.